Well, good afternoon and welcome to the Coach Cris Reisert Show, our first show after a Dragon football game this year. I'm Russ Snyder, voice of the Tiffin University Dragons. To my left, head coach Cris Reisert. Coach, week one, how we doing?
It's a great way to start off, 1-0, and get another chance this week to do the same.
Well, we got to go up last week and open up a brand new stadium up at Walsh, a nice new facility right there by their. If you've been to Walsh's campus, like across the street from their gym and stuff, you guys had to walk under the road.
We did
to get to the field. That's kind of fun and unique. And just
a
little
bit of a tunnel that you kind of walked under to get into the stadium. So no, it was hats off to them to be able to get it right there on campus. That's a big plus. It's something that we hope to have here soon at Tiffin, and put the energy and the atmosphere, and you can tell just how different it is when you have it on campus. And
absolutely.
So, it was certainly nice for them to be able to get that. I'm sure it will help in a lot of different ways, and for us to be able to play in week one was a cool opportunity.
And there was a lot of tailgating going on, not only by the Cavaliers fans, but also by the Dragons fans, too. A huge showing of Dragons fans on your side. You had to love that, too.
No doubt. No, the support that we always have from our parents and from our supporters and our fans, it's invaluable,
right.
And so to have that again week one, and we hope to have that even more week two here at home as we open up. But no, it makes a world of difference, and it's always cool for our guys to walk out to a sea of gold and green and gives you kind of that little shot in the arm just to get moving.
Absolutely. The parents, I think, love it just as much as the kids do, too.
No doubt. No doubt.
Well, you put up a lot of offensive numbers, you put up a lot of points, but let's start off talking about the defense. You put a 0 on the board against the Walsh team, who I think is better than what people put them in the preseason rankings myself. You got 4 turnovers against them, including 3 interceptions and a fumble recovery. You had 5 sacks and held them to a total of 13 yards rushing for the game for Walsh. Talk a little bit about your defense as a whole. How they
I thought they played tremendous football, relentless in a lot of different ways. I thought our staff with Coach Caraboa and Dave Price and Tim Bennett did a tremendous job, I think, putting together a game plan that complements our guys and added an element of disguise. And I thought our guys implemented it in a big way. Up front, we played really well.
Right.
In the back end, we made a bunch of big plays. Had 3 interceptions, had a forced fumble. Jermaine Wimpy had 2 interceptions, one that went down on the 5-yard line. And so a lot of big plays that I think the energy was brought from the defense side of the ball, and our offense was really able to feed off of it.
If there was a assist to a touchdown, Jermaine Wimpy got 2 on Saturday. He would have got 2. Well, let's run through the game a little bit here before we get ready for next week. So the first quarter, opening game for both teams, as you'd expect. Maybe it wasn't, the best played first quarter. 4 total punts and a missed field goal. But you guys set yourself up for success in the second quarter. Talk a little bit about how your kids were in the first quarter. A little nervous, a little excited, just kind of took a minute to get into the field.
I think more than anything, just kind of the first game jitters.
Yeah.
You're kind of feeling everything out. And, new guys playing with each other, and I think we had some missed opportunities on offense, and in some big ways too, and so that was a bummer. Boy, I thought our guys maintained composure. I thought we played with poise, and the sideline was never there was never anything more than a sense of urgency, right? That we needed to continue to play better, to be able to be the team that we want to be, and so I thought they responded in the second, third, and fourth quarters, and took us a little bit of time to get our feet wet, and when we did, then I think it was a really good thing.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about the second quarter. We got started. The new Dragon quarterback, Christian Carter, a 22-yard touchdown run, a 9-play, 85-yard drive to put the Dragons up 7-0. And Carter actually had 2 long runs on that drive, the touchdown run and another 20-yard run to help set up that touchdown play.
Yeah. No, his legs were a big piece of the equation on Saturday. I thought certainly thought he did some great things throwing the football through the air, but the ability to have him in the run game and help do it a little bit more effectively. Our line's done a great job all year, and so to be able to take a little bit of load off Darius Penix and give him some support, Christian's been really good so far, and I think that'll continue as we move forward into the season.
Well, you mentioned Jermaine Wimpy in the first of his couple interceptions. It happened immediately after that touchdown play, and that set up another touchdown run by Christian Carter, this time from 4 yards out. A 1-play, 4-yard drive. I'm sure Jermaine sure wished he would have got the end zone, though.
Right. Yeah, I told him I thought he was faster. But no, that to me is complimentary football at its finest. It was a really quick turnaround, right? So you had the Christian Carter touchdown, was 22-yard touchdown, right? And then we go kick off the very next play. They throw a corner, and Jermaine picks it off and takes it down to the 4. And then the very next play, Christian Carter scores again, not to take the wind out of your sails there, right?
No, you're right.
But so it was, all in the span of 4 plays, it was a 14-point turnaround, and so I think it was a great reminder for our team how fast the game changes, right? It can, it's a game of ebbs and flows, and you want to be on the right side of the ebb And if you can be, then you can set yourself up to really spin things quickly, and we did that.
And it's hard for a team to recover. You could put 14 points up on them, and not even the amount of time that came off the clock, but not a few amount of plays. That's tough to recover.
It's a big deal. No, it's a big deal, and not only do you go up 2 scores, but the momentum is surely in your favor at that point.
Yep.
And it becomes, kind of that big wave, right, that keeps kind of rolling and getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Well, that big wave led to another Jermaine Wimpy interception later on in the second quarter, and that led to a Darius Penix 10-yard touchdown run off a 7-play, 45-yard drive to put the Dragons up 21-0. And a big play on that drive before the touchdown run might have been the Darius Penix catch from Carter on third down. He got 18 yards on that play.
Yeah. No, DP's been a really reliable receiver out of the backfield since he's been here, honestly. And just another example of that, and Kristen, things broke down a little bit and created and made a play, and Darius was Johnny on the spot and did a really good job of not only catching it, but then producing after the catch, which for us is really a big part of being a high-powered offense. You need to be able to do that. He did that.
Now, we mentioned Christian Carter with his legs. We mentioned Darius Penix with his legs. We also got to mention Devin Nelson, who looks humongous compared to when I saw him. I was surprised how big he is. And then Justin Felder did some good things, too. So let's talk about your running backs in general here.
Yeah, in a whole, I think Coach Carmichael's done a great job with them. You saw DP in spurts. Devin Nelson, I thought, ran well. Then
he had a couple big runs.
Ran as well as we've ever seen him. And so he had a great offseason, had a great spring, and a great summer, and it's paying off. And so, and Justin Felder had some really nice runs. And so, we're excited about our backfield for sure. I think we got 3 guys that can carry the rock, and we still got Tyrese Banks doing and some young kids that I think can play too. And
so, names I'm forgetting about.
So we have got some really good guys that really can produce that position. So we're certainly fortunate in that regard. We've got to keep putting them in a good spot, and they'll produce. 21-0,
the Dragon lead at the half, and then coming out into the start of the second quarter, Coach, you have this might have been the best part of the game, even though you had to start off with the early turnover.
Yep.
Your defense goes out, 3 plays, -1 yards, gets the ball right back for you guys, and you take it right down and score.
Yep.
It was a great way to respond to adversity. Sometimes the offense makes a mistake, the defense picks you up, and vice versa. The defense did their job right there for you guys.
Without a doubt. No, complimentary football, right?
Yep.
I think for us coming out of you want to be the last team to score and the first to score, right? And defensively, you always want to get that first stop coming out of the half. I think that's such an imperative part of the game. And so offensively, right, we didn't do our job the first series of the second half, but for our defense to be able to really step up and answer the call, and then offensively to be able to take some of that momentum and that feedback and then go score on a drive right after, I think that was a big part. Quite frankly, I think that really kind of put things over the edge in the total flow of the game.
Well, the turnover. Defense gets it back, then you go 10 plays and 88 yards. Christian Carter, a 6-yard touchdown run, but a couple of big plays in that. The Jalen Thomas, 33-yard reception on third down, and Devin Nelson, a 16-yard run on that play. Just go back to what we were saying a little bit ago.
Yep, yeah, JT had a big play, and then Devin hit a really big run up the left sideline, and those two things were big in that drive. Anytime you're going on an 89, 90-yard drive, right, you need some of those chunk plays.
Yeah, you do. Absolutely.
And so those guys generating those was a big deal.
And I believe it was the very next drive then, Chucky Lewis with the interception. Yep. So it's just like that snowball effect. Everything's rolling. Chucky Lewis gets the interception, and the Dragons turned that into points when Christian Carter found Josh Lewis about as open as you can be for a 41-yard touchdown play. And that time, you didn't have to methodically drive it down the field. 3 plays, 63 yards, boom, boom, boom. Dragons up 35.
Yeah, big-time play by Josh, big-time catch, or big-time throw by Christian, and really set up I hate saying an easy score, but he was wide open, and so good execution by those guys, great protection up front, and glad to be able to make it a 35-zip score and then get one more at the end.
Right.
Sure.
You don't get wide open by accident. Right. You get wide open by hard work.
Yep.
Doing hard things in practice and so get yourself ready for the football game.
No doubt. No, I love it.
So our final score of the game for the Dragons, Christian Carter finds Jalen Thomas a 9-yard touchdown run. 5 plays, 60 yards, and another big play on that drive was Justin Felder with the 13-yard grab out of the backfield to help set up that final score for the Dragons.
Yep. No, that was a nice way to put kind of the cherry on top, and then our defense went out and still kept playing really good football, and I was super proud of them for holding on to that shutout, and that's a big deal to the defense. You get that 0, and that's something you really work for and you strive for, and so super proud of those guys to be able to get that. Proud of our defensive staff and our players, and it doesn't come easy, and college football nowadays is tough. Mm-hmm. And so really, really proud of them for doing that. That kind of was a nice exclamation mark for our game.
My mind was on that, keeping that goose egg on the scoreboard for certain. That's what I was rooting for once it was 42-0 to make sure that it stayed that way. This is the Coach Cris Reisert Show. I'm Russ Snyder, voice of the Tiffin University Dragons. We've got a little announcement for you coming up at the end of the program here. Let's run over a couple things for the game. Big advantage in first downs for you guys, 28-12, 442 yards of offense, 228-13 on the ground. That just shows that you guys control the ball. A lot of times that just shows that you've manned up nice on the line of scrimmage because everything starts at the point of attack, and you can't outrush somebody like that without controlling the line of scrimmage.
Without a doubt, no. Most games are going to be won in the trenches, and so I thought on the offensive front, on the defensive front, I thought we controlled the flow of the game, and more than anything, if you can do that, you give yourself the best opportunity to win. And so whether it's last week, this week, next week, that's an age-old thing that's going to stay for the end of time, right? If you win up front, then you give yourself a chance to win.
Absolutely. Defensive side of the football, Montez Kelly, a couple sacks. Sir Zion Dance, Jesse Connell, both had sacks. All three of those young men, we said their names quite a bit throughout the defense and throughout the day on defense. And there's probably some other guys I'm failing to mention that had some really good games for you as well.
Yeah, no, I thought you had a bunch of guys that played really well. Montez had 2 sacks and was a high production guy. Sir Zion just transferred in for us and playing middle linebacker and had a great week. Has been good all camp, and so to see him kind of put pen to paper, so to speak, on the field was really cool. Jermaine Whippy had a great game. And at the back end, Patrick Twayman, I thought, played really well at our boundary safety position, a name that we hadn't mentioned. And then also I thought both corners, Tyler Richardson and Caleb Street, are always kind of unsung heroes. Then you have Latrell Robinson up front, too, that did a really good job holding the 4th down.
And they had some big receivers on Walsh's team, so it wasn't an easy job to hold those young men down, especially with a very experienced quarterback back there throwing the ball to him as well. All right, let's talk about the kicking game. New kickers out there today this week. Now, Nick Basile was doing the extra points and field goal duties, and then Nick West was phenomenal on the kickoffs. We had 5 touchbacks, I believe, in the game. So you got to be proud of the way those guys handled it. And punting, Matt Martin had a couple early on in the game that probably weren't his best kicks, but then when you needed him to get you a good boot later in the game, he gave you what you needed.
Yeah, no, we're excited about our specialists. Nick West, a true freshman, was 5-7 on touchbacks and has a big leg, and Nick Bays did a great job on our PAT field goal team, and then Matt, kind of got some of those early jitters out of his system, and then did a really good job. So, not to mention Ryan Young, our long snapper, and Ryan's as rock solid as they come. So, we're really excited about that unit. I think we've got a really good core, and only going to get better as time evolves.
Well, Dragons 1-0 after the opening week victory, and now coming home. Kids pretty excited to get a chance to play in Frost County now. Stadium, North Carolina.
We're home. You get a chance to defend your turf. You get a chance to do it in front of your home team, in front of your classmates, in front of your schoolmates, and in our community, in our town, and it's got to be different. It's got to be a little bit more special to do that. And so we're excited for that.
Well, you're playing Ohio Dominican, and they might have had the win of the week in the conference as they took down the early conference favorite Finley. 28-14, and from when I looked at some of their stuff, some of the things that it seems like they did well in that game is that they were able to pressure the quarterback quite a bit, and they put the ball up 43 times in that game. So they're not afraid to throw the ball right now either.
Yeah, no, I think they're a really good team. I was really impressed with them. I think Jake Bird's playing well, their quarterback, and they've got 3 or 4 really capable running backs. They've got a really solid offensive front, and they've got 3 guys on the perimeter there playing really well at 2, 8, and 11, and then I think on the defensive side, it's a defense that plays really hard. Obviously, you have some premier guys up front. Jalen Gardner's a really good edge rusher.
Sacks on Saturday.
Up front, you got 10 and 27, and then you have Sierra Hall on the other edge that we think really highly of, and so they're very good up front. In the back end, their linebackers are really solid, and their Sam's been playing there for a long time. So is their Will, and so. And then they always have 2 really, really good corners, and their boundary safety, number 8, we think is a really good player as well. So it certainly is a huge test for us. It's a team that will play really hard. It's a team that has a lot of tradition. They're going to make you earn every bit of it, and we're going to have to make sure that we bring an intensity to the game on Saturday to give ourselves a chance to accomplish what we hope to accomplish.
Really, it all breaks down to the Dragons doing what the Dragons got to do, right?
Without a doubt. Yeah, and it's more than anything, right? Any other week, it's always got to be about us, and I have the utmost respect for Ohio Dominican and how they do things and how good a team they are. It's going to be an unreal test. But for us, it's always about isolating things and control. You can control, and If you can manage the things that you're able to manage and do them at a really high level, then we hope that our best is good enough. And we'll find out.
This Saturday on the Great Midwest Digital Network. You can also catch on the radio, tudragonradio.com, as well as at Coast Country 100.9 WMJK. Now, next week, when we're talking about the program, we're talking about this past week's game. We're going to be doing it in a new place. We're going to do it at the WTUD studios, where we're going to have it as a live radio show on Tuesday afternoons, right about 4 o'clock, probably.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So at 4 p.m., go to tudragonradio.com, click Listen Live, and we'll have the Coach Cris Reisert show. I'm trying to set it up, Coach, where maybe we can take phone calls.
Love it.
I'm talking to IT to see if I can get my phone line moved to a different room. So we're going to try to make it as cool and interactive with our Dragon fans. If nothing else, we're going to encourage you through social media to send me messages with questions maybe for Coach Cris Reisert, and we'll do a live radio program. We'll record it in video, then we'll put it out for the folks who weren't able to catch it live on the radio, able to watch it the following day. Should be a lot of fun.
I think it's a great idea. Bring as much Dragon football across the country and across the area as humanly possible, and we appreciate every ounce of the support. And so just to have the ability to interact with our fans and the people that do support our program, it's a really cool way for us to get our program across to the other people out there.
Right. There's always who doesn't like talking football,
right?
Who doesn't like talking
season,
football,
right? What else are you going to talk about?
Right.
Football season.
Well, that'll start next week, so pay attention to GoTiffinDragons.com as well as the WTUD, TU Dragon Radio social media pages and the Tiffin University football social media pages. We'll keep you updated on all that information. So, Coach, have a great rest of your week of practice. We'll see you on Saturday, and we'll catch you in the studio next week.
Yes, sir. Go Dragons.
Go Dragons. He's Coach Cris Reisert. I'm Russ Snyder, voice of the Dragons. This has been the Coach Cris Reisert Show.